So recently I performed in my first ever scratch night, and in doing so I spoke to a lot of my different actor friends, and some of them knew a lot about scratch nights, but others of them don't really know as much about it. I think they're very much often there's loads of them and loads of opportunities to get involved in them in London and Manchester, and there's not like there's no opportunities anywhere else, but it's just slightly less. So I think we hear about it slightly less. So I thought I'd film a video about the process. I've got clips from like various different points in the process and how it felt to do a scratch night, because I just think it's nice for all of us to know about all of the different performing opportunities that are available to us that we could try and get ourselves involved in. But overall, I had a really great time, and I did a scratch night with a theatre company who I've been aware of the work of for years, and I've really always wanted to work with, so I was really grateful for the opportunity, and I feel like I learned a lot about performing through it, and I got to meet so many interesting people, and I got to watch the dress rehearsal as well for all the other pieces, and it was really inspiring and interesting to meet all the people from the different pieces and to watch their pieces. And if you want to support my acting, see where I go next, hear about other projects and things that I do and my advice and experiences along the way, then please do subscribe, because it really helps me out and I really appreciate it. And let's chat about scratch nights. So the first question, I guess, would really be, what is a scratch night? And I think the term scratch night can cover a wide variety of different things, but I think usually they're an unpaid opportunity to demonstrate and showcase some new writing. And obviously I'm only speaking in this video from my own experience doing a scratch night, but also seeing the other scratch nights that are available to put yourself forward for. So I could get things wrong, so please don't take my words to be the absolute truth, but I just think it's important that we all share our experiences and no one feels excluded because they have a lack of knowledge or lack of knowing people who have done these kind of things. But basically, I think often these opportunities to showcase new writing are usually unpaid, but also quite low time commitment wise. Like, it's just a quick rehearsal, sometimes on the day, or there's a rehearsal, like one rehearsal sometimes beforehand is what I've seen the various different options be. But it's a very minimal unpaid time commitment, which I think is nice to get to meet new people and explore a piece, but not like have a massive commitment, because I think there's a lot of Amjam performances which are months and months of your evenings and your time, and if you're trying to do work professionally, I just find that quite difficult, because I'm trying to earn money, work and save up for all of these different things, make myself available for auditions, and I feel like I can't commit to a project months and months in advance and commit to every single show, because I can get auditions coming up and I want to prioritize this kind of professional work that I would be going up for and trying to do. So I really like that it's a quick time commitment and you get the opportunity to be on stage, meet people who are of quite a very professional standard and who are also professionally active in the industry. And the pieces are often quite short as well. I think for my scratch night it was meant to be between 10 and 12 minutes, each performance was. And scratch nights can sometimes be script in hand or off book, so it could be like more of a rehearsed reading vibe, or it could be more of a stage performance, and mine was more of kind of like a staged performance, learning the lines type vibe. And I actually had quite a bit of time between knowing I had the role and knowing I was going to do the scratch night and my rehearsal, so I filmed a clip about that, which I can put in now. So it's the night before my rehearsal, so I thought I'd film a little clip to explain what the lead up to this kind of rehearsal process has been like, because I have done short rehearsal processes, but I feel like this is a very different type of project to the kind of projects I've done before. So I've printed off my script because I've actually had the script for quite a while, so I think the advised thing to do often for scratch nights is to be off book, because often it is a shorter rehearsal time and you just want to be refining what you've got in the moment. So I've been focusing on that a lot more than if you had a longer rehearsal process and you were expecting the script to change as you went through that rehearsal process a lot. So far I've spoken to the director and I feel like I'm going to feel like I'm at a very different stage of the project tomorrow, because I just feel like whenever you meet the group of people that you're working with and you're all together in the room, it often just feels a very different vibe, and I just love people because I know that tomorrow is the day when we're going to see it all sort of coming together, and it's going to feel a lot more real, and I'm going to have a lot more of an idea of what the final performance will look like, and I feel like it's just going to be really fun and really exciting. And obviously then it will be different for every piece and every scratch night, but then I had around a week between my rehearsal and the performance, and I filmed a clip about that kind of experience personally for me then, so I can show that now. So it's been a few days actually since my rehearsal slot, and it's actually the day before the show, so I thought I'd film my update now, and I would say I've met my director, I've met the other actor, they're really, really nice, and I love working with them, and the play is actually so fun. Like, I love the writing, I love the play, so all of that's going really well. But one thing that I have been thinking about is that in this project there are a lot of different things that are sort of new elements that I've not really done before, as with any project, to be honest. But I thought I'd address that, and obviously that's exciting, and doing new things and doing different things is where we grow. And I was a bit hesitant to mention it, to be honest, because I didn't want it to be misinterpreted, because like, I've never done a performance in London before. Like, I've done workshops in London for like facilitation, and I've done auditions in London, but I've not done a performance in London before. I don't live in London, so like navigating a city, like I've navigated London before, but it's just I've not performed in London before, so that's a new thing. And I've not done a scratch night before, so that is also new. And I don't want people to think that because it's new, like that's negatively affecting the quality of work that I can produce and my ability to do the work. But I just think it's made me reflect on, like, when I first started out doing extra work, it felt a bit more intense because I'd never done it before. On my first day doing extra work, there was actually a relatively big name actor on set, and it feels quite intense. And I think it's only through doing new things that feel a bit intense at first that we grow and we develop and expand our comfort zone. So I wanted to be honest, because there are a lot of different elements to this that I've not done before, so I don't want to be acting like I've experienced all this before, but I just thought that, like, whenever you're doing anything new, it's always going to feel a little bit different, but I think that's fine. But I think it's such a fun project, and to be involved in something for such a short time, but that's so new and so fresh, and is new writing that like hasn't been performed loads before, is really exciting to get to explore that for the first time, and I'm really enjoying that element of it, and I think it's really exciting. So things to be aware of, I guess, reflections and thoughts, is that it's obviously a quicker turnaround and quicker process. Like, you have less time in the space than if you were doing a full length show, obviously, because then you might have like a week or something to rehearse it or more. So obviously that is an element of a scratch night, and obviously it's important to take any kind of work that you do seriously and to always bring your best to any kind of acting piece or project that you're doing. However, it is a fast turnaround and it can feel high pressure if it's the first time you're doing it, which I would say, now I've done one scratch night, I feel like I could do another one and I would not feel worried about it so much, because I think I just always want to do the best I can for the work, for the writer, for the theatre company and the theatre and the audience, and I think about that. But I do think that, like, there's a saying that I've heard before where it's like, if you have 6 months to make a show, it will take you 6 months, but if you have 24 hours to make a show, it will take 24 hours, and like, the process just tends to fill whatever kind of time you have, and you can make a show quickly. And I have done that before, to be fair. I have done performances in like a 3-day rehearsal process, devising a performance and putting it on or whatever. So I have done that a couple of times, but I think it takes actually practically doing a scratch night once for you to be able to feel like you trust yourself a bit more. But maybe that's wrong, maybe I should have just trusted myself anyway, to be honest. But some of the things I would say helped me take the pressure off myself slightly was through talking to people. People just said, like, scratch nights aren't that deep, like, you're just trying a new piece of work. It's not like you're producing a final polished performance of a final play. It's testing out the work and just seeing what kind of reaction it would get in front of an audience. So you don't need to put loads of pressure on that compared to a final performance. Like, it's a very different type of thing, and I think keeping that in mind as well, obviously it's important to give a good performance, but like keeping it in mind that you're trying out the material is helpful in taking the pressure off of yourself a bit. Also, something that I didn't really know before is that Scratch Night audiences tend to be really hyped, really supportive, have a lot of energy behind them. They're seeing loads of different pieces, they're giving you a lot of energy, they're giving you a lot of support, and they're really just like high energy audiences compared to some audiences for other things. I just didn't really know that, but I think they just are aware of what they're coming to. They're aware it's a Scratch Night, and I think it's just a really nice audience to perform to. So overall, I think it's just important to really trust the process, because pieces often do come together, and everyone's pieces came together, and I think everyone's a tiny bit nervous before they do their first Scratch Night, and that's normal as well. And it was just so fun, to be honest, getting to meet all of these different people, get to perform in a new theatre that I'd never performed in before. I'd never performed in London before, so getting to do that was really interesting and really exciting. And I just love meeting new people, seeing new performers, hearing about their work. And I think Scratch Nights are a great opportunity for writers as well, because you can perform your own work, direct your own work, see what kind of reaction you get with your work. And I think that's really exciting, and I think new writing's really exciting, and the piece that I performed was really fun to explore. So I'd love to do a Scratch Night again in the future, and I overall just had a great time, because obviously I like acting, so getting the opportunity to do that and to be in a room full of new theatre is just incredibly exciting, and it was just a really nice night, and I'm just really grateful to the people for giving me the opportunity to do it, and I'm really appreciative of that. So I just had a great time. I'd really recommend to everyone to get involved with it, because I think it's a nice opportunity to get to experience theatre without it being a bit difficult to commit to time-wise, because I think a lot of people who are very busy with other things were able to commit to a Scratch Night when they wouldn't have been able to commit to a longer performance as well. So it's a great opportunity from that kind of angle. But thank you so much to everyone for watching. If anyone has any experiences of doing Scratch Nights that they'd like to share in the comments, or if anyone has any questions, then I'm more than happy to answer them. I just love having a chat in the comments, and thank you so much to everyone for their support on this channel. I really appreciate it, and thank you. Bye.